oh shit, look at him go. It's November's Questions of the Month. Only a little bit late because I have school finals, which is pretty shitty. But let's let that
Yeah, and
detract.
I finally got a job too, so now we're actually both busy.
Yeah, it's great. Alex is this whole time has just been sitting there not helping, just kind of being there, just being like a potato. Alex, just kind of sitting there being a potato.
Bitch, I don't have to edit your podcast.
That's what I was saying. That's great. So let's just fuck it. Let's go right on into it. We actually got a lot of questions this month, so let's just try. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So the first one, this is by Hayden. What is the most devastating insult you have ever heard? P.S. Listen to Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons Real Play podcast.
Fuck off.
It's not nearly as bad as you think it is. That's a little backhanded, Hayden, but okay. The most devastating insult I've ever heard was, I think it was me who said it. So I'm a little biased, but I was playing a game on the Alex's laptop, and I said, this game is so bad, it feels like one of those ones that comes pre-installed on a Windows 7 laptop.
Ouch.
Like, how do you recover from that?
Okay, so the most devastating insult is probably from that Mr. Medicare video we watched with the comment on the Nostalgia Chick, where the Nostalgia Chick had an abortion many, many years ago, and she made this comment about people who are shitting on the Ghostbusters movie, the new one with all the girls. And she's like, how can you comment on a movie you haven't even seen? And then someone responded to her with, how could you kill a baby you haven't even seen?
Like, shit.
That comment, that burn was so sick, it actually made me pro-life, because it made me think of, wow, it is just like that. You know what? He's got a point. Think about it, like, because how can you actually judge? How could you kill that kid without knowing how it would have gone even raising it? It's changed my outlook on life.
Shit, that's good. All right, yeah, I mean, let's just leave that right there. Let's not talk about abortion. Next question here by Stupid Geeks. What's your wackiest story about Thanksgiving dinner or any family get-together? Let's see. I may have told it before. I hope I didn't. But I went to my grandmother's house for Christmas, and my grandma called me a big stupid nerd because I told her how fun hydrocarbon combustion reactions were to do in chemistry class.
Oh, so you were young Sheldon.
I was young Sheldon.
You were Jimmy Neutron.
They got me. Sodium chloride.
Okay, so wackiest Thanksgiving stories. So just about every Thanksgiving when I was a kid was me sitting in my living room with my Uncle Ben and my Grandpa Greg. Just, by the way, I love the way all my family has the most generic names in the fucking planet. I would just sit there and like play my Game Boy SP that I totally didn't steal from my friend who trusted me, and not hang out with them at all because they were all like adults and I was just a kid. Nothing actually wacky happened with me, so I got nothing, unfortunately, other than I played a lot of games and ignored my family.
What I've been doing for the past, this Thanksgiving we didn't do it, but every previous year I would, me and my cousin Joe would just play co-op Binding of Isaac for like 6 hours in like the kitchen table and just do that and then go home after eating a bunch of food. So there's my two wacky Thanksgiving dinner stories.
Yeah, my family stopped going to Thanksgiving at one point because like none of us wanted to go in the first place. Out of the four of us, me, my stepdad, my mom, and my sister, none of us wanted to go over to everyone else's house. So we'd always argue for like the hour drive over there about how none of us wanted to be there. So like pretty much after the Game Boy died, and it was like the DS now, I just also conveniently stopped going to my grandma's house for Thanksgiving every year.
See, I don't understand that because I loved going to my grandma's house.
Well,
like,
your family probably likes each other. My family doesn't. I mean, I told you, and I'll tell this quick little story here. My family was so bad that when my aunt that I live with went to visit them after like not seeing for a few years, she came home early and was crying to me about how much she didn't like them. We don't get along. That's why I live out here. Next question.
This one's from Lors the Ninth. Realistically speaking, what is your top 3 people you'd want to have on as guests on the podcast? For me, number one, it's definitely Andrew Hussey. And I wouldn't even like.
Of course, who else? That's the bingo free spot.
Yeah, I would be like, hey, why'd you do it? Just come on, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, chump? And then I punch him in the dick. It'll be a collaborative 3. Who's your gimme, Alex? Okay, Jeff Kaplan, I guess.
I don't fucking want to speak to that mongrel. No, fuck that. Like, I don't want to fucking have anyone on this goddamn podcast unless they're going to be really, really funny. And Jeff's not really funny. Who would I pick to be a guest on this podcast? Probably nobody, because then that's just another track I have to edit. It's like that question where it was like, who do you want to see a television show about? It's like, bitch, I don't care about anyone enough to want to watch what they're doing on their day-to-day lives. Same question with this is, I don't care about anyone enough to have them on my podcast.
For me, I would say Andrew Hussey, one of the McElroy brothers, probably Griffin. I like to have him on the podcast. And then the third one would have to be someone. I mean, Andrew Hussey kind of incorporates like I'd like to have someone on for High Swap for an expose of give me the deets. I know they fired you for a bunch of dumb shit. Well, just give me them sick deets on how everything about Hive Swap went wrong. So pretty much 2 Homestucks and a McElroy. This is pretty much it.
Next
now,
question.
I like this next question. This one's good. It's by Spad or Spade. I think it's Spade because it's got an umlaut. If Alex ran the podcast and actually ran it instead of the usual, I'm too lazy to do that, how would it look like?
Fuck you, bitch. I do a lot of work for this crap. I ain't get no love here.
So Alex, what if we swap chairs? What if you got in the director's seat here, this red computer chair with super worn arms and a broken wheel that I have duct taped together so that I can roll on the fucking carpet here without tearing it up? What would you do in my seat?
What would I do to run the podcast? Well, it'd be a lot less Homestuck around, and revival wouldn't be a thing. Like, okay, picture this world. If you die, and in your will, you regrettably write down, I would give all of my rights of the podcast to Alex, I'll just rub my hands and say, well, just pull a lever that says shut down revival, and we're done with that. And then I would move on to just, I would replace you as fast as possible, because now you're dead, but the show's gotta go on, right?
You gotta find a new funny fat guy.
Yeah, so, like, my options are very limited, because the only other fat friend I know is my one buddy, who I brought to the brothel, and I don't know if he's funny enough, and not enough, isn't different enough for me. Because, like, me and you are basically the same person, but, like, our taste vary. So, like, we'll both like and hate something for the exact same petty reasons, but what we like and hate are completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Same personality, different interests is a good way to say that. So, like, I gotta find someone like that and fast, or just someone that is just really, really stupid, like a person we may or may not have had in this on this podcast a couple of times, and then just turn the podcast into just an hour of bullying this person for the amusement of others. And I would probably focus more on a solo thing and just become some kind of shitty internet reviewer or something without you.
Yeah, so that's what you look forward to when I get hit by a bus driven by Alex.
Yeah, a lot less revival and a lot less Homestuck, more just focus straight on video games and shit.
Alright, so next question here from April Showers. Mayonnaise or Miracle Whip? If that's too dumb, what's your favorite show from your teen years? By the way, this show still rocks, Famalams, just like Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast with Specky, the Rock Cat. I added that last bit.
What?
They said this show still rocks, so I added it. It was a Revival reference. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't get
anyway,
that taste.
Mayonnaise or Miracle Whip? I thought those were the same thing, but Miracle Whip was like less chunky or something, right?
I think mayonnaise is gross, so I have no opinion on either of those two things. So I'm going to go with
Mayonnaise
that second one.
It's the devil's condiment. But what's your favorite show from your teen years?
Teen year? I heard you say that so, like, unhappy, because, you know, you're just going to say, it's not a show, but I'm Tad, so I have to say it was Homestuck. It was a show enough in its own right. I'm
Shut
Tad.
up, Alex.
Homestuck.
I mean, that's literally what I was going to say, but now I'm not going to say that, so fuck off.
Okay, so what did I watch when I was a teenager? What the fuck? I watched a bunch of anime online, I know, when I was a fucking teenager. what would have been my favorite thing as a teen? See, I can't specifically remember anything I really enjoyed watching as a teenager because I mostly just played League of Legends throughout high school instead of watching things.
It would have been something that I, you know what? Okay. So everything together, because we were both teens when we met each other. So
Yes.
I would say, so favorite show, that doesn't just mean TV. I would say Retsu Prey. So I think we watched a lot of Retsu Prey
Yeah,
when we were in our teen years.
back when they were younger and they were more hot blooded, rebellious,
You
and
were
actually
edgy,
bully people
like me.
like me. A show. No, we watched a lot when we were teenagers. Ted, Freeman's Mind.
Oh yeah, Freeman's Mind. Yeah,
We used to watch that shit religiously.
yeah. Okay, so Freeman's Mind or Retsu Prey. There we go. Or obviously taking apart because we both started watching SpongeBob when we were younger.
Yeah,
Even though it remains our favorite television show.
And that's why I'm specifically looking for the teenager. If he said when I was a kid, I would just say SpongeBob, move on to the next fucking question. But he said teenager, so I'm thinking a little harder for him.
All right, so this next question from Tidy Whitey.
Nice
What's
name.
your favorite Pokemon game? My favorite Pokemon? I actually had a ton of fun with the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy. It wasn't a normal Pokemon game, it was just the Pokemon trading card game.
The most redundant thing ever.
It didn't have a save function on mine because someone stuck it in peanut butter. I don't know who. I want to say it was my little brother, but so it wouldn't save, and so I would have to beat the entire game in one sitting, and I got really, really good. Tangela's ability, his green was you just poison a Pokemon, which means they're taking 10 damage absolutely no matter what. If they get unlucky, they just get poisoned out. It's fucking great. But other than that, for actual Pokemon game, I had a lot of fun with Pokemon Y. I think I put like 300 hours in that. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was the best one they've made. Obviously, excluding Gold and Silver, because I don't remember how much I enjoyed them, but it was the first Pokemon game I played, so.
See, I played Gold and Silver, like, I either started, no, I think I started technically with Pokemon Stadium on my N64. I want to say that. I remember watching the Pokemon anime when I was a kid about Gen 1 stuff, but I'm pretty sure the first actual, like, handheld Pokemon I played was Silver that I got from a buddy. Like, he just gave it to me for some reason. He's like, yeah, I got both. You can just have it. Best kid in the fucking planet, by the way.
Wait, you had Silver?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So, okay, the first Pokemon game I did play was Blue. But I remember I had Pokemon Silver because that was when we won a trip to go to Wyoming. And so it's like the beautiful landscapes of Wyoming. And there's horses and sunsets. And I'm just sitting in there, sitting in a rocking chair, playing Pokemon Silver with a shitty lamp because I can't see, stuck in the ice cave because it was really hard to get through.
So you're like,
also, I had a Typhlosion. I remember his moveset. It was Ember, Flamethrower, Fire Wheel, and Fire Spin.
See, I would always take Totodile because the other two, in my opinion, looked ugly as fuck. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say two controversial things that are going to get me blacklisted. One, just sit down, buckle down, Ted. Just put on your safety belt. I think the first form, the rest are fine, but the first form versions of all of the Gen 1 starters look really fucking stupid. I think Squirtle, Charmander...
Even Bulbasaur?
I think Charmander, Bulbasaur, and especially Squirtle look really fucking dumb. Now, this is just the first forms. Their second forms and their thirds are totally fine. Like, I think Charizard's cool. Fucking Venusaur is cool. Fucking Blastoise is cool. I just think the first forms look really dumb. And this kind of happens with a lot of starters. A lot of starters look dumb to start the first one. Like, I think Gen 2, Chikorita's ugly as hell. And I don't know why anyone would pick her. Him, her, whatever. I think Cyndaquil is really weird, but on the ugly side of the weird. And then Totodile was like a little alligator. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. So I'd always pick him. But my actual favorite, here's controversial opinion number 2. The actual game, because I was actually a kid with a brain as opposed to being like 4 and playing the game. You know what I mean? Like, I could actually remember what I was doing.
You had a high IQ at the time.
yes, was Gen 3. I had Ruby version with my friend. With my fucking friend who lived across the street, Jake. You know what you did, you sack of shit. He was that fucking little asshole kid. Here's a little childhood story. I'm gonna make this question really, really long. This fucking asshole. Okay, so Yu-Gi-Oh was big when I was a kid this time in this house. Fucking asshole took all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and hid them around like the house and outside and shit and wanted to play this fucking game where like we would find them. And I was like, and I just like grabbed my like, give me back my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you piece of shit. I'm not here to play these games.
It's something I would do. Like, hey, let's have a lot of fun. Let's do this fun thing without asking or clearing it with someone.
Honestly, this little asshole. Anyway, I would play Gen 3 with him all the time, and the reason that I really, really like Ruby, outside of the fact that it has my favorite Pokemon Mawile in it, and it has the Reggies, the coolest legendaries in the whole fucking series, but it had this one moment I shared with this asshole who I called a friend. He was you before I met you. He was my previous best friend. We had when you catch a Pokemon that's a legendary and they have a lower catch rate, you always have your own little like thing you do to try to help you catch it more. Whether it's like hold B or hold down so the Pokeball like stays on and catches them more. So what we did, we were catching, I think it was Reggie Ice at the time. I don't remember if that was the first one we were going for. I don't remember the order off the top of my head. But we were catching the Reggies, and I'm just like, and we can't catch it. And he's like, God damn, it's not working. And I'm like, we have to look away. He's like, what? It's like Indiana Jones or something. We're not worthy to look at it. And he's like, what? Like, just trust me. You're gonna throw the fucking Pokeball, and we're gonna just not look at it. Close your eyes, even cover your ears, and then we'll wait, and then we'll see if we get it. So he's like, all right, I threw it. I just yell, look away, and we just look away and like cover our eye. We duck under like a fucking grenade was thrown.
Like he just threw a fucking grenade on his bed.
Yeah, we just duck down. We wait we probably wait like a couple seconds, but it feels like a fucking hour. We just look over, and he was caught. But yeah, that's why it's my favorite, because I have that one. It has my favorite Pokemon in it, and it has that one really, really just blessed childhood moment.
That's wholesome, Alex. It's too wholesome for this show. So, next question. This is from Chris. Now, specifically for Tad. Your love for TF2 is world-renowned by now, but do you have any love for the other Team Fortress games, like Team Fortress Classic or Fortress Forever? I personally think it's interesting to look back on Team Fortress throughout the years and seeing the stuff that never made it into TF2. Now, Fortress Forever, I've heard of it. I think it's a remake of Team Fortress Classic inside of TF2. I may be completely wrong on this. I probably am. But I did play a little bit of Team Fortress Classic. I got it as a reward for winning a Mario Retardy tournament on that stream. I got like second or third place. Always vote boo, by the way. And it was like, hey, you won a $5 Steam game. I'm like, Team Fortress Classic. And that game, if you think, okay, Alex, if you think TF2 is a spam fest, if you think Overwatch is a spam fest, think Overwatch, but with grenades. Okay? Okay, Alex? It is a fucking you know that points on Gold Rush where there's a sharp 90-degree angle to the final point, and there's only two entrances? There's through the, I guess three. There's one through the middle, you can sneak up underneath, or you can try and go all the way right, you know?
Yeah.
You can try to sneak behind, and it's just a fucking meat grinder. That is Team Fortress Classic. It is just non-stop spam. Imagine if the heavy had a grenade that he could throw that would just slow you when it exploded. Or the medic had a grenade that would just cover everything in poison. Or if the pyro could throw a grenade that exploded into napalm. It is a madhouse. I played it for a little while. It was fun because each class had their own unique grenade, but also like, holy shit. But for TF2, there's a few other game modes I've played. We played a little bit of TF2ware, which is WarioWare inside of TF2. I've played a lot of Prop Hunt. I've played on 10 times servers. I would use the Claydenheimer, which normally gives you a 1.2 or 1.5 second increase in your charge. On a 10 times server, that's 15 seconds of Demo Man charges. If you're playing with the Fist of Steel, it gives you like 3,000 defense to all ranged attacks, but you like instantly die from a spy face stab just touching you, or a fucking Sandman ball, because it deals 30,000 increased damage. It's so good. It's every single almost some of them they change, like the Blutsauger gives you minus 30 health per second and heals 30. I think they reduce that to minus 15 health per second. So it's still fucking stupid, but you don't instantly die. But it's a lot of fun. The Sandman gets 10 balls.
Oh god.
You know the holiday, the rapping thing, the rap assassin.
Oh yeah, my favorite weapon.
You know how it has a 15% increase in charge?
Yes.
It's 150%. Tink, 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 tink. You constantly can just swing it.
Dude, the rap assassin
constantly hit the ball.
Is actually a really fun weapon. It actually became my favorite scout weapon. I did not expect it to. It does a lot of damage if you can actually aim.
I've played on Versus Sex and Hail servers, which are fun for a while, and then all of them kind of turn into like, oh, Juan Hernandez 2007 has 7,000 hours on this server, and so if he's playing as Saxton Hale, then he's unstoppable. But if he's playing against it, then he plays Wrangler Engineer and just kind of pushes you into a corner, and there's nothing you can do about it. Shit like that. So that was one thing that people were wondering if Valve was going to make that an official mode with Yeti Park, and I'm kind of glad they didn't, because it's not that fun. I played Sniper Wars, and I got banned from those by a long time ago. The sniper had item sets of it, so he couldn't get headshot. And so I would just use that and go into servers and get banned from them because they couldn't kill me in Sniper Wars. I've played Team Fortress is a ton of different game modes. They're fun. I've played my current favorite one. My current meme is Stop That Tank, where it's payload, but the payload is replaced by a man versus machine tank. Anyway, Team Fortress is a game that I will probably, not even joking, I'll be playing that when I'm like 40 years old. It's one of those. It's what's when you hear about those guys, those old school gamers who are still playing Wizardry or still playing Quake or still playing Arma. This is my Arma. This is my Command and Conquer 2. This is my Rome Total War. I'm going to be playing this game for the rest of my life. Maybe not as much as I am right now, but I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? It's been 75 years. I'll show you Juan Hernandez 2103. Like, I'll be playing TF2 until I can't anymore. But that's TF2. So, another Pokemon question. This is from Nicole Clovis.
Oh,
Mr. John Nintendo, sole owner and proprietor of Nintendo, wants you to be a gym leader in Pokemon. What would your gym be like, and what kind of team would you have? Now, I immediately have an answer for this.
Oh, shit.
My team, Wobbuffet, obviously. So Wobbuffet, Pyukumuku, Voltorb, Electrode, and because gym leaders never have a full team, so that right there. And the whole thing, so the way to get through my gym would be that you have all these different punching bags. What you have to do is you have to wind up and hit one or shoot a rock. Like you pull on a slingshot and you shoot it at one. It hits it, goes boing, flies back twice as fast at you. You have to move out of the way and then activate switches that way. And then kind of like it bounces you all over. Because the entire thing about my team, Wobbuffet, is you hit him and then he hits you for twice as much damage. In Pyukumuku, when he dies, he hits you for twice as much damage. Voltorb just explodes with a fucking focus sash on.
But wait a minute. I thought gym leaders were supposed to have one specific type, so what would your type be?
Asshole.
Yeah, I see what it is. See, I remember someone asking me a question just like this forever ago, and as much as I love Mawile, I don't really care about any other Steel-type Pokemon, really.
What about Fairy types?
Those weren't added until way later, and again, not really enough of them to interest me. See, I would be a fighting-type gym leader, because all my other favorite Pokemons are fighters. I would have Hitmonlee would be my signature fighting Pokemon. He'd be my boy. I would have a Machamp. Then I would also have probably a Sock and Throw, because I actually really like those two guys a lot. Because gym leaders don't have a full team. Those would be like my four dudes.
If I had to go with one type, it would be my favorite type, which is Bug. I would have Caesar, Mega Caesar. I don't know if gym leaders are allowed to have megas. I think they are. I'd have Mega Caesar. Then I would have Yan Mega, and then I would have probably a probably a Kakuna, just there because I like him. And then my last bug would probably be that it would be the spider type, Aradios, or whatever he evolves into. I don't remember, but it would be that. Those would be my 4. If I couldn't do the asshole, just hey, nice job, douche dick, you crit me, boing, and then I kill him. But that's what I would be as a gym leader. And that, well, what would your gym be like, Alex?
I never thought of that. What would my stupid minigame gimmick be of going through? You know, I would probably just like
Because what were your Pokemon again? They were
It-
Sock,
it was
Throw,
Sock,
and then what
Throw,
were the other ones?
Machamp, and Hitmonlee. I could do something boring and do a strength puzzle because all of them can learn strength. We gotta be ripped.
What you could do is because all of them throw, except for Sock. All of them throw people. You got Machamp, you got Throw, you got, what were the other 2 again?
Hitmonlee and Sock.
Okay. So you have 2 people that explicitly only hit people, and 2 people that just throw people. So you split your gym into 2 like that. You have them go on the left side and throw a bunch of stuff to the other side, and then you go over and you chop them, and you break the rocks, and then you get stuff.
Or you go through some Mr. Miyagi training, catch the pebble, break the fucking boulder bullshit.
Yeah, there you go. Like, you can't break the pebble, so you have to pick it up, and you have to wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Oh, look, it turned into a normal gem. Something like that.
Alright, well, next question. That was actually a pretty interesting one. I like that one. A lot of Pokemon fans today.
So this one is from Maswati3. Have either of you tried Paladins? If so, what do you think about it? I have played Paladins, and it's a dumb meme game. But it has Bomb King, which is one of my favorite designs I've ever seen in a free-to-play third-person shooter. Oh no, it's first-person. Bomb King is fucking awesome. I love Bomb King. He's just a giant bomb with a crown and arms, and he just throws bombs and then punches his hands together, makes them explode. He's great.
I have never played Paladins. I have no interest in Paladins. I hate people who constantly ask me to play Paladins. However, because Tad's the third-person shooter, I have to give a shout out to my fan favorite, or my personal favorite, Monday Night Combat, the first third-person shooter mobile-like game that was horribly ruined by an awful sequel. But, the awful sequel, Super Monday Night Combat, had the best character design I've ever seen, the Robo Hobo. He's a robot hobo. He's got like moss on him and like a weird fucking bent-up hat. And he has the best taunt I've ever seen in the game, where the top half of him transforms into a boombox, jumps off, plays some music, and his lower half moonwalks over you, and then kicks the boombox backs up and he reforms into the Robo-Hobo.
It is really good. It's a shame that game sucked so much.
Yep.
But Paladins is kind of like... It's basically Overwatch if you removed the aiming. Now, when I say this, that's actually not me memeing. The hitboxes on characters are huge. And headshot hitboxes are even bigger. And that has a really interesting effect. Because now in the game, skill, or at least that kind of skill, aiming skill, mechanical skill, doesn't play as such a huge factor anymore. Which, when you I don't know if that's intentional, but it kind of changes the dynamics now. So, as long as you're, if you've played the game a little bit and you're mediocre, you're going to be dealing a lot of headshot damage and you're not going to be missing a lot of shots. So now the skill comes into, where are you in this team fight? How are you keeping eyes? How are you keeping vision on the map? Do you know what kind of characters they're playing? Blah, 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 blah. What perks did you take? Stuff like that. And it's, all jokes aside, Paladins is an okay game. I played it for a bit. I had fun. I stopped playing it, but I can see the appeal, honestly. So, Paladins, I'd say give it a shot. Play around for a bit, whatever.
Oh, wait,
it does
I have a question.
have really, really weird shit going on with the sniper, though, because she can headshot you in the head. That's really fucking generous, and I do not like that at all.
Yo. I got a question for Paladins. Okay, so Overwatch didn't do it, but Battleborn actually did. Can you look down and see your feet?
No.
Only Battleborn did that little detail. I like when first-person shooters do that, only because it doesn't always happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you do is just like, well, what a shame. Game sucks, and then you keep playing the rest of it.
TF2 can do it if you're playing in VR mode. You can also see your chest when you look down in VR mode. And if you're wearing an unusual hat, you can't play the game because the effects are in front of your fucking eyes.
Yo, immersion.
Immersion. Alright, so this next question here. This is from Merhin. Is Mario hentai? Bowser's inside story is vor, inflation, force feeding, and probably a few more. I'm regretting this a lot. Odyssey is transformation. Mario is constantly seen in a fursuit. Bowser is a scaly, and Peach is a dazzle is a damsel in distress. Is the Mario series just hentai? So I think we could agree to just kind of like skip this question.
Yes. To both.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of you, Merhin. This one's from Violet Neon. Hello from New Zealand. If you were put into a Monster Girl universe, god damn it!
No,
if you were put into a Monster Girl universe as yourselves, what kind of monster hybrid would you be?
Okay,
motherfucker.
Okay. At first, I was interested in this question, but then he's asking me what Monster Girl I'd be, and now I'm a little confused by this question. See,
okay. What kind of monster hybrid would you be? Because I don't know if there's monster men.
You see, Ted, this question here is a loaded question. No matter how we answer it, there's a bullet in the chamber ready to blow our brains out. This question makes me sort of uncomfortable. I don't know how to answer it, because all I can think of is if I answer any, like, monster, they're gonna make me a Monster Girl of that, and I don't like that.
I don't take too kindly to that sort of thing around here. Well, that's a Kung Pao reference.
What would you be?
I would be a merman, and I would swim to the bottom of the Mariachi Trench so that the pressure would cave my fucking skull in, so I could leave the Monster Girl universe.
I don't know, I'd be a Snake Man from, like, XCOM or something. You know, the dude one that's, like, all blue and spiky and cool looking.
He's cool and spiky and edgy, just like me.
Literally me. I don't know, that's, like, really dumb. That question was so promising. Why'd you gotta make me uncomfortable? Next question, please.
Okay, this one's from Brad. Who's that Superfly muscle pumper? It's Brad.
Oh, so that's why you were singing it.
So, ho, ho, ho. Santa kicks down your door and breaks into your home like he always does, and he won't leave. He starts sleeping in your bed and starts eating all your cookies and drinking all your milk. Do you either call the police and kick him out? Remember, he's Santa. How do you get rid of this jolly mess?
Remember, he's Santa.
What are you gonna do? Hello, police? Santa's in my house. They're gonna say, not again, Tad. You called us last year.
Okay, so I simply wouldn't say it's Santa. I would say a fat alcoholic is in here ruining my day. And they would come in here and say, like, this piece of shit dressed up like Santa Claus. Are you gonna let him tarnish the name of Santa? Also, he may be black, so the cops would have to shoot him now.
No, Alex, here's what you're forgetting. Santa is magic. With a wink of his eye and a wiggle of his nose, you're the drunk man in the Santa outfit. And I'll say, oh, Alex, you got us again. Then you spend another Christmas in the drunk tank. So here's the thing, Alex. Here's the thing.
Wait. How powerful is this Santa? Because it sounds like, okay, he said I can't call the cops because they're Santa, but it sounds like even if I trick the cops into coming over, Santa's too powerful for the cops to even matter. Are you saying that I'm dealing with Santa at like 80% power?
You're dealing with El Grande Chris Kringle. El Grande Padre Kringle. Okay? This is some... Okay, Alex. You know what you have to do?
I know how to get rid of him. I have the answer, but tell me, what do you think?
Okay, what you have to do. Who is the opposite of Santa? So if Santa is El Grande Padre, who can beat El Grande Padre? You have to go to Norway. You have to go deep. You have to ask questions. You have to dress up as a troll. You have to hide in the woods. You have to find Krampus. You have to convince Krampus for just this once to go Ultra Instinct Krampus. And Alex, This is how you get Santa out of there. Because there's very, very few things that Santa's weak to, and Krampus is one of them. Okay? So that's my plan. I would get them to fight in the Aurora Borealis, like on an iceberg. It's in the background. They're in Norway. It's like a fucking 2D fighter. You got Ultra Instinct Krampus versus El Grande Padre Santa. Santa like flexes like Master Roshi, rips off his like coat, and he's fucking jacked. All right, and Krampus has got like really sharp claws. He's doing like a reptile style thing, and he can shoot ice at him. Okay.
Well, but what is ice to Mr. fucking Claus?
Exactly. That's why it's tough. That's why he's gonna have to do the
matchup.
Krampus beam.
Okay, so my plan was
No. Okay, Alex, shut up. Okay. Here's how. So Krampus is the opposite of Santa Claus. So Santa Claus has got him. He's about to do like the Godzilla thing where he rips his jaw open and screams in his mouth. But what does Krampus do? Well, okay, during this fight, Alex, obviously I'm not there watching it because that much holiday cheer would make me explode. So what I've been doing is I've been going to all of the places. I stole Santa's sleigh. I stole his sleigh, and I've been traveling to all the children in the world and making them be bad and naughty, so that Krampus can charge his Discord beam and blast a hole right through Santa Claus.
It's like the spirit ball, but with naughtiness.
Exactly. And that's how you get rid of Santa Claus.
But what if Krampus decides to crash on your couch next? Who will stop him?
Shit.
You made him too powerful. Okay, so my answer was a lot less creative. I was just going to say, what is the one thing Santa can't live without? The one thing he loves? It's not
Christmas
cookies.
cheer?
No, it's not cookies, it's not cheer, and it's not milk. It's Coca-Cola. Why do you think he's on every Coca-Cola ad?
It's his lifeblood.
I would go to the store and buy as much Coca-Cola TM as I possibly can, and I would leave trails of like 1 liter bottles of Coke out of my house and into the street. So he would go pick up all the bottles and start chugging it one by one, and then he gets hit by a bus, and now he's out of my house. Also, he might have been killed by that. Oh well. Merry Christmas, kids.
He may not have been Santa in the first place.
Next question.
The penultimate question. Oh, just kidding. There's still 3 questions left.
Oh, okay.
This is from Jay Snick. So, if you, and then Tad is in parentheses, because obviously I'm the one who got this question off the Patreon, and Alex switched bodies for a day, what would you do? Now, what I would do is, first thing I would do is I would hug Jasper and call him a good dog, and then let him into my room.
You fool.
And then second, I would, look, I don't even know what you have in your house that I can mess with.
I have a lot of merch, and I have my Kamen Rider toy over there.
I would go in and I would delete all of your anime in like a useless attempt to fix you.
I don't have any anime on this that isn't like Tad approved. All I have on here is Bobobo, Kinnikuman, and the English dub of Ultimate Muscle. You would look me in the eyes and say you'd delete any of that art?
Okay, Alex, okay. Quick side question. When you take a show like Ultimate Muscle and you make it with an English voice, is it still an anime? Or does it transcend to become a cartoon now?
If it's hit by 4Kids specifically with its dub, yeah, it might as well be a cartoon.
Okay, that was just a side question.
Well, I'm gonna make a fucking sick Ultimate Muscle reference because the English dub has one of my favorite English dub jokes, where it's he's fighting Bone Cold, who's this fucking assassin wrestler guy who's got the Bone Cold blade. Whereas like eye patch lights up, he targets your heart and then fires the blade out at your heart to stab you, right? So he has another move called like the Death Spinner or something, where he jumps up and starts spinning around to like charge up and then like fly in and kick you. But he does it for a really long time in like the show. So he's like, oh no, it's a lot like his old attack. In fact, it's exactly like his old attack, except with a lot more wind-up time. Like, seriously, does somebody have a newspaper? And then he fucking does the attack. They had fun.
That's 4Kids. You heard it here, folks. 4Kids does really good dubs, according to Alex.
So
they can't do anything wrong.
They did that one good joke, suck me. But, fucking, if I was in your stupid body, I don't even fucking care. I'd pretty much do the same thing I do. I would hopefully not have to go to his job, And I would just wake
The
up.
first thing you would do is try to open my freezer to see if I had any chicken nuggets or freaking fucking pizzas in there.
Well, no, because I don't eat food. I just sort of like absorb energy around me like a sponge. So I would roll out of your bed, crawl on over to the computer, log onto my own Discord, and act like nothing changed. And then log out of my Discord, go back to sleep, and then wake up back in my body. I would do the most uninteresting thing ever. Because, as I've said with the previous two questions, I don't find anyone interesting enough to care about their lives.
Alright, so next question here. This one's from Jonah. I too hate Matt Pat, but I'm curious as to why you dislike him. I think I could speak for both of us when I say he's just really fucking smug about it.
But that's just a theory. I'm Matthew Patthew. Did you imagine a world where everyone talked kind of like this, with inflections every other word? I'm Matt Pat, and let's talk about this theory, this game theory. Did you know I gave Undertale to the Pope? Did you know the Pope is probably like 80 years old, but can still whoop my ass? I'm Matthew Patthew, and I'm gonna talk like this and have 2 YouTube channels about literally nothing as I talk about the stupid bullshit that means absolutely nothing for 16 minutes and 43 seconds. Did you know?
All of this would be okay. All of this would be okay if he wasn't so goddamn smug about it and didn't have a bullshit fake YouTuber voice. I hate YouTube voices. I hate people like, hey everyone, it's your boy Just for Kicks 96 here, playing with that Grand Theft Auto. Or now let's get right on into the podcast.
But that's like, just a theory.
Ugh. Yeah, it's really just YouTuber bullshit voice, which, like, if YouTube's your career, I guess, appeal to the lowest common denominator. Like, whatever. But then it's really, like, I don't care if you make a video saying how Undertale is... imagine a world in which Ness is Sans. I don't care. You're stupid, but whatever. Just don't pretend like your opinion means anything or that you're so fucking correct about everything. It just makes you come across as a giant prick.
Also, I love how he's been proven wrong by many like creators of each product he makes theories about. But like again, they're just theories. I think the reason I hate him outside of his voice that I've been making fun of for the past 5 minutes is his content is absolutely nothing. Like, he'll talk up for 16 minutes and 43 seconds about this, and then he'll end his video with, but hey, it's just a theory. It's like, you just actually wasted my time. Because you just said that whatever you just said possibly has no meaning. Why do I care?
Alright, so that was Matt Pat. And so our final question here is from Scrubby. Hey Alex, didn't you want Ever Oasis? Well, here you go. B0RRWGTX4J47GY28.
Gee, thanks.
Enjoy it. There you go.
Well,
yes, you and Tad are even now.
Bitch, you better fucking type that out to me before we fucking upload that episode, because bitch, I want that.
Ooh-wee. I don't know, Alex. You should have been fast enough to type it.
Oh, well, whatever. First one gets it.
This was fun. I like these. Keep sending them in. Again, sorry for this one being kind of delayed. It was just...
Real life hit us like a truck.
Yeah, I had an important thing happen that took like 4 days out of my week because I had to drive back and forth.
And
like
did your brother fall off a cliff or some stupid shit?
Yeah, my brother fell off a cliff.
You know, he's fine, by the way, which is why we say this like we don't care.
Yeah, first thing I did when I went into the hospital was, hey, I heard about your trip. Heard it was pretty good in the fall. He didn't find it that funny.
See, it's like whenever my sister sends me text messages like, I'm sorry, Alice, I love you, but I'm gonna go kill myself. I'm like, oh, hey, it's the 5th time today. And then I continue just ignoring her.
That's a little bit different.
There's a little dark in it. There's a little dark for you. I don't like my life.
Start posting those ironic depression memes that are definitely still funny and didn't stop being funny 3 years ago.
But hey, it's just a theory.
Fuck off, Alex. So that'll do it for this episode. Keep sending them in. $2 and up on the Patreon gets you able to submit one of these questions on in here. And I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to the big boys, the $15 people, real quick. I want to give a shout out to Alba, No Two Hands, Jonah C, Lavender Sheepy, Lors the Ninth, Bill the Muffin, and Sean Dunsmore. But like I've said for the 5th time now, that'll do it for this episode. And keep an eye out for more fabulous Let Me Tell You About content in the future. But hey, maybe that's just a theory, Alex.
A game theory, I'm Matthew Purview.